When we come to GBV in the Bangladeshi context, the silence is deafening, and I think there's a mix of factors that will make this so. There are cultural, societal, economic factors which make this silence the way it is. Social stigma, fear of retaliation, and also systemic weaknesses in the system perpetuate a cycle of silence that we find difficult to break. So, I mean, it's not a simple issue. It's something complex. It's not something we can find a solution to ours. It is something about which we can talk about in 2 hours. We can find or identify some ways forward, but solutions are much more, need much more time to fructify. According to UN Women, 70% of the women in Bangladesh have faced some form of violence in their lifetime. And here we are talking about reported cases. So just think about, for every one case that is reported, how many unreported cases are there? Because, as we say, there is a silence around GBV. During COVID-19, when all of us were at home, 30% increase was recorded in domestic violence. Again, reported cases. So you can imagine how much went unreported. In rural communities, the lack of access to legal and support services makes economic dependency a significant barrier to breaking the silence. But this is not a rural phenomenon only, even in our corporate culture, in boardrooms, everywhere. There are what we call elite people elite women who also face discrimination, who don't talk about it. Whether it is because of professional pressures, or whether it's because of society, whether you don't want to, bring disrepute to your family, whatever it is, nobody talks about it. It's all hush hush. There of course then there are challenges in law enforcement of law, and also in insufficient implementation of existing policies. Then there are limited survival support mechanisms also in place. But one can be encouraged, I think, by we do have a helpline, national helpline in place, the 109 helpline. We have some basic, I think, rather robust laws in place, but it's all about implementation, right? So, it's great to have laws, but laws are only as effective as their implementation. Then we have the one-stop crisis centers, which are also good support mechanism. But the key lies in grassroots action, whether it is community-based programs or youth engagement, and also the involvement of local government agencies. This is what can make the difference. Economic empowerment initiatives, skills training, etc., can reduce the economic dependence of women, which is part of the reason for the silence. We know now that the ready-made government sector, the women who work there, are at least progressing towards economic independence, which will probably give them confidence to speak up as time goes on. These are early days, I think. Much more needs to be done. As the system needs to be done. I think to set a tone for today, I think what we can probably look forward to is strengthening institutional responses by increasing funding and resources for support systems, empowering survivors through economic opportunities, education, and community-based programs, engaging men and boys as allies in challenging harmful stereotypes and promoting gender equality. Leveraging technology and media to amplify awareness and create a safe reporting mechanisms. It's very, very important that there is the reporting mechanisms are actually safe to use. if the data is going to be leaked, then you're causing more trouble than you started. And of course, in corporate settings, we should look at survival support mechanisms like grievance committees, etc. At UNOPS, we do much more than we walk the talk on. We would like to think that we walk the talk on gender equality at least. We have one of the few UN agencies which have actually, we have to attain 50% representation of women in our workforce 3 years ago. Now we are aiming at getting to 50% in our senior positions, and we are at 48%. So we are making progress. In every project that we plan, gender considerations are woven into the fabric of the project, whether it's in terms of planning, whether it's in terms of monitoring or implementation. We are a project-based agency. We are very much focused on implementation as a goal to reach the SDGs. We are not focused on health like WHO or agriculture like FAO. We are working across all the SDGs in terms of implementation. So we have a very broad mandate, and we work in some of the most challenging environments in the world. Our biggest presence is in countries like Yemen, Somalia, South Sudan, Afghanistan, Myanmar. These are our biggest programs because we go where other agencies hesitate to go because we have a job to do. Despite all these constraints, we are able to maintain a 50% gender parity in our workforce. That's challenging because we do a lot of engineering. In engineering fields, even in Bangladesh, very, very difficult to get female engineers for us in the field. But still, we make that extra effort to see that girls and women are prioritized in our recruitment. And that's how we are able to maintain this level of gender equality. Even when we undertake infrastructure projects, we make sure that our designs are safe and accessible to women. I mean, the infrastructure that we design should be equally comfortable for men and women. Now that we've attained gender parity and gender equality in our workforce, now our next goal is to move more towards diversity, equity, inclusion, in terms of marginalized communities, disabilities, etc. So we are taking the next leap in that direction. So thank you once again for joining the discussion. I look forward to hearing from all of you. You are the experts. Thank you, and over back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you.